Good evening. Look at my glasses are crooked. I have no idea. I don't really look in the mirror. The ear ringing. I think it would drive most people crazy. Really, the frequency and just the chorus constantly. And like sometimes it's the right ear that's dominant, but right now it's the left ear that's dominant. It's just the chorus. It's unbelievable. I just, and I'm doing laundry and I am keeping white noise on more, and watching television, mind numbing, whatever. It's like stuff I've already seen, so I don't have to pay attention to, just to have a background noise to cover, trying to create white noise. But my God, they never cease. They never cease ringing. I mean, it's the weirdest thing. I could be as calm and absolutely zen as possible, and they're just ringing all the time. It's just weird. I mean, I'm really, I'm learning to live with it clearly, right? But oh my, it never stops. I would like, I'm waiting just for a little break of any kind. I don't think it's gonna happen. Doing some mild twitching, but nothing, nothing like bad. But there is twitching. I felt neurologically weak yesterday and the day before, I believe, in the afternoon. Just shaky limbs, arms and legs, and it feels like it's coming from the hip area. It feels like it's generating from the hip area, which has made me think it's the spondylolisthesis. Because on Saturday I was suffering a spondylolisthesis injury. I haven't actually injured my spondylolisthesis injury in a very long. I mean, what I felt, it was either Friday or Saturday. Darn memory. In either case, I was cleaning and lifted a tub full of paperwork, my little tub, out of an ottoman, and I think that's what did it, because that's the exact motion of how the spondylolisthesis was found. It was an injury of that same type where I was pulling something heavy up. So I think that's how I injured it, because I also pulled weeds that day because I was feeling really good. And but yeah, the next day, I think it was Saturday, I was basically, wow, that was terrible. That was really terrible. It was comparable to when I had the initial injury when I was 18. I was just like, please help me. I mean, Excedrin would not work. And I didn't have any ibuprofen, but when Anthony got home from work, he brought me some ibuprofen. And I immediately took a dosage of ibuprofen, and that helped far more than the Excedrin did. So, but then the day after I was very, I was very sore, crazily sore in the hips. The next day, there was, there was a hint of it, and so I was careful, but, but, it did not hurt, and so far I've been okay. But I did do some yard work yesterday, no issues today, so that's good. But the ears, they never stop ringing. You just, you can't believe it. And I flexed my muscle memory. I was talking to Grant about this, my counselor, and said that I'm actually stopping myself now and making myself use my memory. So when I'm doing laundry and I've been away from the television for a while, when I came back, it was asleep. The screen was asleep. And so instead of just turning it on mindlessly, I wanted to remember what was on that screen. So I sat there for at least like 3 minutes. I was like thinking about it, like going back, and remembered. So flexing the muscle memory. I am exercising it. I'm trying to get it under control. It's between the neurological stuff and the ear ringing, and then this spondylolisthesis Friday night, I think it was, or Saturday. It was a whole day. Oh God! And I was in fits of sleep that night too. Couldn't sleep. And then I woke up and I was in this. Then I realized why I couldn't sleep. I mean, oh my God, the pain that was coming from my hips. Oh, it was like, I believe that's what bone on bone feels like. My fifth lowest lumbar is in three pieces. I have spondylolisthesis. So, drinking sparkling water. Generic. It's really cheap and 0 calories, sparkling water. Nothing to it. And it keeps me hydrated besides all the water I drink. So, anyway, the pain. See, I just used my short-term memory to stay in the conversation about the back. I actually remember that. I would forget stuff like that. So I'm actually flexing, the muscle memory. But yeah, so I remembered what was on though. I figured it out and I was very proud of myself. I was like, yes. Because I don't, that's part of how I guess we need to work with our head injuries is if we're having, we need to stop and then think about. But I still have so much that I'm losing. But like I also told Grant, I'm not tracking it like I was. I mean, that I was tracking all the memory loss stuff as I was remembering that I forgot, and I was like, oh my God. And then some sentence structures were really bad. And, but yeah. So in either case though, the back, one day I was completely down and out and did not sleep that evening. Or the prior evening. After I got the ibuprofen, slept. I was able to sleep. I don't think I got very much though. I don't know. I was pretty paranoid of it because it hurt so badly. I could only sit like Indian style, flat on my can, or with my legs still sitting in that same position, prone, with my legs, draped over the thing here, with my feet on the floor. It was very still. I could not move my hips at all. Like, it was so bad. I only went upstairs a few times that whole day. Yeah, I was like, okay, I must plan ahead. Bring something down to eat. Because it was so bad. Like, that's how I figured it out. I was like, got up to make coffee and that blew up. That's a, normal morning routine. And man, I about fainted from the pain, or actually got physically sick, like, from the pain. It was so bad. I was like, oh, please don't pass out, and so I did. I got myself back. I did not pass out, didn't faint, anything like that. Got myself back downstairs, but oh, the pain that was coming from the spondylolisthesis, it was awful. It was so bad. But in either case, I think the point of this message is, keep trucking, be mindful of yourself. Like, of course, if you're in pain, stop and give yourself a break. And then do the exercises with the memory and the short-term memory. I mean, it would have been very easy for me to have turned on the television, just not being mindful. But instead, I used it as a challenge. And so that's, you can do little things like that. That's what I'm learning. It's how I want to be with this process, because I really want to stretch that. I want to get that memory back. So it's good to exercise it. I really want that. I really want all my memory back, all my short-term memory and the long-term memories. Did I tell you guys about the Nutty Buddy? Oh, it was so weird. I think I did. I'll go back and look at the last video. I'm not certain. I believe it or not, I actually don't remember, but I don't want to repeat it. But it's about Little Debbie snacks, Nutter Butters, Nutty Buddies, I think, something like that. They were in the kind of like the yellow. And they were peanut butter and chocolate with a wafer. They were sticks too in a package. Anthony was describing them to me. I was talking about, how much I love donuts because I love donuts. And he, since I was a very small child, and he was like, well, my favorite is the Nutty Buddy. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And so he tried to describe it to me, and I had no clue what he was talking about. I thought he was talking about a Reese's, one of those that have it's a Reese's candy bar that has like the nuts and it's long. It's not the Reese's cups, but it's kind of like it's got peanut butter and peanuts and caramel. I think I've only had one once with chocolate around it or something like that. Anyway, that's what I kept thinking he was talking about. I thought he was talking about the Reese's candy bar. And he was like, no, 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 you love them. You've loved them since your childhood, you know. And so then he was describing it to me. It drew nothing. It drew absolutely nothing from me. So then he said, Little Debbie. It still meant nothing to me. And he said, yeah, you've liked them your whole life. You know what they are, you know, the chocolate wafer peanut butter things. And I went, oh, but he went through a long description and we went back and forth. I had no idea what he was talking about. No memory of it. I mean, that's just, it kind of makes me want to get sick a little bit because I'm being really cool with it, but I also don't like that. I want my memories. I've never had an issue with my memory ever. And this ear ringing, I wish it could be recorded. So then anyone who had, if you didn't really quite understand what I'm saying when I say there is a chorus of high frequency ringing that never ceases in my ears, like 70% of the time. And then but it's always there. It's there 100% of the time. But there's like choruses and popping. I mean, it's really effed up. It's bad. It's not cool. Like I said, I thought it was my blood pressure. It was not my blood pressure. So this is how I've come into these symptoms, I guess you could say. The ears, I thought that was my blood pressure. I thought my blood pressure was just, and it was. I had bad high blood pressure, but it was under control within like a week, literally on the low dosage of medication. So then I had all these symptoms. I was like, what is going on? Absolutely terrifying. And this ringing is just incessant. It just never stops. I am using the noises, and I'm very comfortable in the garden. I have my places of relaxation. When I get panicky about it, I do go to the support group. They're wonderful and helping me a great deal. And I'm so fortunate. I feel so fortunate that I have that group that I can reach out to, because they set me at ease because they know what's going on. So I really recommend, obviously, and I know I've said it, so I'm reiterating again, get the support group. I mean, this is like, this is a struggle for me right now, this ear ringing business. And I am working though at keeping it, keeping myself moving and motivated, not being depressed. And I have things that I'm doing. I'm eating good, lots of fruit, and like cucumbers, so hummus. So I'm eating good, drinking plenty of water, that kind of stuff. But it is a weird thing to have that in your ear just 100% of the time. You just can't. Well, people who have it, I mean, they know the madness of it. And it is madness. It's like, is this ever going to cease? Ever? I mean, I'm ready. I really am ready. I mean, it's just weird. Just all the constant ringing. I've just never experienced anything like it in my life. But anyway, on that note, I'm going to let you go. It is June 25th, 2014. I think today is Wednesday. I had a super bad headache this morning when I woke up. Really bad in my head. And so I had to cancel an appointment for physical therapy. And I think that's hard because I need the physical therapy really bad. But my head was hurting so bad. So I was like, I don't want to be adjusted on. And I just didn't even want to leave the house. You get the ear ringing and then the head hurts really bad. I have these pains and sometimes it burns. I have these pains at the back of my head. And like I said, sometimes it burns. Sometimes it burns up here. But there's a lot of activity on the back. That's the primary area. Which, yeah, the head injury changes your life, apparently. I mean, I don't mean to sound so, I don't know, it's kind of shocking still to me. that my ears ring like this. You can tell I'm slightly obsessed. I should stop talking about it, but it's just, wow. If you've never experienced it just 24/7 for months and months and months, no matter what you do. I mean, when I wake up in the morning, literally when I open my eyes, when I become conscious, it's the first thing. It's like, like every time. I'm like, oh my God, it's still there. It's louder than everything. I sleep with the fan on high, like literally 2 foot from my bed, blowing on me. So not only am I getting the cool air, but I have that loud noise, and that just puts me to sleep. That's how I've slept forever. So, but the fan, my ears are louder than the fan. When I get up, I'm like, shh. I'm like, wow. I mean, it dominates the fan on high easily. It's not even close. Whoa. It's weird when the ears pop. My ears also pop for no reason. I'll just be sitting here and they're just popping. I'm like, okay. Okay, well, I'm going to end this video. You guys have a great evening. Stay smart about your heads. Seek medical treatment if you have a head injury. Learn to look for head injuries and, and what to look for in others if there are take care of yourselves. Reach out to your groups. Challenge your mind. Little memory lessons. Like my little triumph this evening. I remembered what I was watching. I was so excited about it. You want to know what it was? So it's kind of cheesy. It's Gilmore Girls, but it's because it's about a family and a little, it looks like, I think it's a Connecticut maybe or something like that. I don't know, but very lovely little town, and very country almost, but refined as well. So anyway, that's what I was watching. There you go. Guilty pleasure. Like I said, mindless. I'll put on something mindless in the background. But anyway, you guys, take care. Watch your heads. Exercise your memories. Don't be too hard on yourselves. And just learn to breathe if you have any symptom that's just riding you 24/7. Don't let it actually eat you alive. I mean, I know it seems like this is eating me alive, and it is frustrating, but it's not eating me alive. It's really, I mean, it's not stopping me from doing what, things I want to do, I guess. I don't know. Sometimes, and I get dizzy upon standing, just like where I have to grab onto something. I'm like, jeez. That is what it's come to multiple times. I've stood up and then had, I was like, whoa, very, very dizzy. I don't, I mean, there's nothing, there was no intoxicant in me that should have made me like dizzy. There's no head rushy business. So to stand up just in the middle, in the middle of a normal day, doing chores, everything that you do, to stand up and then become so dizzy that you need to really probably be holding on to something is not normal for me. That's happening a little bit more frequently here. I don't like it. Like I said before, and maybe it's not happening, but it does kind of feel like there's kind of a decline. But I feel good right now. I really do. Besides the ears, I mean, they really are so loud. But I'm okay body pain wise. I've been doing laundry. Like I said, I pulled weeds yesterday. I was very hurt. I think it was Saturday was the day that I was down. Was it all day Friday or all day Saturday? I'm not positive, but it was one of those two for sure. That really took me down all day long, very bad. But just, yeah, hang in there, stay strong, battle your things. Yeah, the dizziness when I stand up is out of control. Well, yeah, more than it should be happening. I mean, if it was once a day, I'd be like, that happens. But like 5 times in a row, it's like, what the fuck? Oh, excuse my language. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's just really, it's crazy. You feel like you're, like I described in emails, and I have said this before, it feels like my body is under attack. Like I'm under attack. I mean, the neurological stuff, when I get all wobbly, I'm like, wow. That's weird. Sorry, I was looking for my Purell hand sanitizer. But yeah, the vertigo stuff when you stand up, the dizziness that just takes me down. It's not good. That is, yeah. See, I mean, I don't know what I should be doing. Okay, I'm seeing a neurologist soon, so I'm gonna get on top of this. Like I said, I'm fighting. Watch your heads out there. Be safe. Take good care. Good night.